Originally, when I put this in, my first thought was this was not worth $100, to be completely honest. I should have bought any other shift kit and saved that $100 towards something else.
Can you say that again?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a review on the Advanced Adapters shift linkage and new shifter for the Jeep TJ. Within 20 minutes of using this thing, I went from knowing exactly how I felt about it to completely changing my mind 180 degrees. Now, is it good or is it bad? That's for you to find out coming up soon. But first, let me give you an overview on how the install went. Here we go.
We're going to place our retainer piece on. The way this works is it's going to clamp onto the front here. Now, we're going to be using this left side hole. So what we need to do is we need to turn it up like that through here. And then we're going to put our barrel retainer on and screw it into place. Place this end cap on one side and then this like that. If you can see.
Oh yeah, that's right.
On each side, they've cut a hole, and those are only there so that you can bolt this piece in. Now, once that's bolted in, you'll take these pieces and you'll plug those holes. All right, then we're gonna take our bolt. We're gonna line everything up with that excess hole.
Now, if you watched my last video, then you probably already know that I blew out my transfer case linkage on the trail on my last trip. And the only thing holding it in place right now, or not even in place, but out of the way, is a whole bunch of zip ties. We're gonna pull these bolts out. And then we've got a couple bolts underneath the carpet here. We've got some plugs we're gonna put in its place. And then we should be done in here for a few minutes. If you come up here, you can actually see the bolt that's on the back of your linkage. We're gonna hit that with a 13 mil. Oh yeah. I guess we could still unbolt it from the transfer case if we really wanted to, right? Maybe we should do that. Be the winner. You. I got 1997 all over my hands. All right, so if you can look in here and see, what this is the bracket for the shift linkage for the factory setup. We've got to take this off, and you're actually looking through the transmission tunnel hole in the cabin. So I'm underneath and I'm trying to find the best angle to get this where I can pull this thing off. I may actually be able to get a full-size ratchet in here with enough leverage to get this off. It's a 14 millimeter, and just trying to get enough leverage to move these two bolts. It looks like there's only two that I've got to remove. So let's see if I can get that. Wow, it's a bit long actually. Okay, so a regular wrench is a bit long there. I got it out. I didn't get it on video. If you want to save yourself a ton of time, here's what you have to do. It's going to be a 14 millimeter, skip using a wrench and go straight to a flex head 3/8 ratchet. By turning this flex head all the way in like that, this handle had enough length on it that turning it and breaking the torque on it was nice and easy, and it fit perfectly right outside the transfer case hole in the floor pan, so you didn't even have to worry about trying to contort your way around. It works perfect. Get a 3/8 flex head ratchet. It'll save you a ton of time on getting that bolt out. So, quick tip. All right, so now we can finally put in this new kit. Now, it says that I'm supposed to use a friend to help guide this long thing down the transmission tunnel underneath the transcooler lines. Only problem is I'm lonesome, lonely, and by myself. So I'm going to do my best to position it so that it runs on its own and hold the linkage and hold a camera and probably fail at all of them. So I'm gonna install this shift lever on the transfer case because it came with this one as well, but so I was wrong. You don't use this on the 231. What you're gonna use is the angled one, and the angle is gonna go towards your front drive shaft. And I put mine all the way back towards two-wheel drive so that when I hook up my linkage, it'll be easier to get the bolts to it. Like that. Nobody tells you how to really route this cable, and Advanced Adapters talks about running it underneath the transmission cooler lines. I could not find a way to run this underneath the trans cooler lines and get it in a straight routing to the bracket that they supplied. So what we did, I'll probably secure this a little more here in just a bit, but it is kind of run up high. We're going to secure it up. There is the bracket that comes with it. There's the new shift lever. Everything is bolted up. We do have to do some adjustment to get everything in the right position, but all that is together. Now I got to clean it all up, make sure nothing interferes with each other, get on the top side, finish this thing out because we're supposed to be in Florida. All right, this new shifter is in. Let's give some thoughts on this matter because I don't know if it's honestly worth the money that I actually spent.
I have to tell you, I think you're making a big mistake here.
All right, so I'm sitting in the Jeep now to give you my review on how I actually feel about this shifter. And the reason I'm doing this is because of this. Now, there's no question that this shifter looks 100 times better than what originally came inside this Jeep. No questions asked, and that was why I bought it originally, was because I was just not a fan of that factory shifter. Now, here was my big worry after I bought it, was the realization that when I wheel strapped into a harness so that I cannot lean forward much at all. If 4-low for me is all the way forward and then I can't reach, this is no good to me. But check this out. I'm in my seat strapped in. Yes, I do have to reverse a little bit to make it an easier pull, but it's actually no problem. I actually love how this thing feels. So check this out. I am in my harness, completely strapped in tight, like I normally would be on a trail. And here I am, I need to shift, okay. Now, I do lean forward a little bit and no big deal. I've got the room. Do I need to shift back to 4 high? Beautiful, done. Here's the kicker. Here's where my mind really changed. Now, you know you're getting a new shifter, you know you're going to a cable linkage, and you think this is going to work better than the steel cables that normally comes with your Jeep. You are correct, but it works so much better than that, and let me explain why. Now, your new shifting mechanism, it comes with a shorter steel piece that bolts to the side of your transfer case, which shortens the throw of this shifter over the factory unit by just a little bit. But here's the big one even better, is when I'm shifting 4 high, 4 low, all right? Notice that I don't have to go through a gate to get into 4 high, 4 low. No. Everything on this is one straight motion, and it's very noticeable notching into gears. Like, there's no question where you're at. This cable linkage is so precise and it feels so good that I have full certainty of which gear I'm in when I shift this. And if I want to shift quickly from 2 high, 4 low, there is no notch that I have to go through, no gate in my transfer case linkage anymore that blocks me out of quickly moving 4 high, 4 low. I actually really like this. I wasn't sure at first, now I'm sure. So with all this wrapping up, here's the big kicker, is the Advanced Adapters kit is about $100 more than you would pay for any competitor's cable linkage that you would normally put on your transfer case. Will the competitors fix your problem with your factory linkage? Yes, it will. But is that extra $100 spent for a more attractive shifter, a more solid feeling shifter, and even better, getting rid of the actual gate that's in between 4 high and 4 low for that solid, straightforward feel? Yes, it is. I can finally tell you, yes, it is. Originally, when I put this in, my first thought was, this was not worth $100, to be completely honest. I should have bought any other shift kit and saved that $100 towards something else. After using it one time, I can tell you, money well spent. I highly encourage you to consider this shifter over the competition. It feels amazing. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this review. If you found it useful, consider clicking the subscribe button because we're going to have more content rolling out regularly. Now, I've got to get this Jeep on the trailer because tomorrow morning we are hitting the road headed down to Florida Jeep Jam. We're going to be posting a little bit of content from this show. So if you're interested, click subscribe, click the like button. It'll let the algorithm know that you like what you saw. Have a great day and enjoy your day in the shop.